if you've been an undergrad, you'll understand what I'm about to say here. If you're an undergrad male, right? You probably blew through your money early. You didn't.
You said your money. What money are you talking about?
Your financial aid net check that came through.
Everybody
was waiting on that net check.
Like that didn't come in like November. What are you doing in August?
In the 90s, we were a little more modest. So, by late October, we got our check. And everybody went to University Mall and bought sneakers and did all sorts of stuff with it.
Yeah, they did.
But everybody had that one, maybe two female friends. They cooked every week. They took care of their stuff. They always had money.
I was an academic, and I was focused on my studies. I came to school to get an education, to get a degree. I was zeroed in, and so yeah.
I'm gonna have to.
I was focused on my academics.
This man just said he was an academic. My goodness, I thought you were a DJ.
I did that as well. I was probably the first R&B or hip hop DJ at USF. Well, they had me on like 3 in the morning. I went from my time slot was like 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. on like a Thursday.
Speaking of USF, I have some folks. Although one is from my era. These other ladies have come through at a different time, and I'm sure they were not using. I
was about to say, they out of high school yet. They look mighty young to be. USF
look at he's kissing up to our guests.
They're actually millennials?
What?
No, I don't think. Wait, you're a. Oh my goodness.
These are. Yes.
Well, with us this morning, we have members of the USF Black Alumni Society who are here to talk about their upcoming event, Beacon of Change, in conjunction with the Coach Foundation. For Saturday, June 14th from 6 to 10 at the USF Sam and Martha Gibbons Alumni Center. It's an event that's going to be highlighting people in the community that are doing some great things. And so with us this morning, we've got Kiva Williams, Champagne Spivey, and Miss Tamisha King. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Hello.
So you're in here listening to Clint and I go back and forth, and Clint talk about his stories of being an undergrad on campus, washing clothes.
Let's contextualize this. I'm at USF in 1984.
They had washing machines.
Okay.
They had and hall phones.
Okay. I mean, I was there in the 2000s, 99-ish, 1998.
I came in 98.
When did you come in, Champagne?
I was there in 2013. There were no
we're
hall phones.
We're not even talking to you. Don't give her the mic.
She's a youngin'. Yeah.
We're not speaking to her.
Right.
Yeah. Tamisha, when were you there?
I came in 1998.
You came in 98?
98.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna let the two of y'all talk. Champagne's gonna sit back there and just nod.
Well, me and Champagne can come over here.
Yeah, go through what I'm saying. All y'all millennials. I don't
need
need
Champagne. When I'm on campus now, I
The
get
beautiful
lost.
thing is that these young folks or younger professionals are engaged in impacting our community. That's the thing that jumps out at me. I love seeing it. We talked about it yesterday a little bit at the event, how much we need our young people to be contributors as opposed to just consumers. That's really a good thing to see, though. I would like to see some testosterone mixed in there. I know that gets tough at times, but outstanding, though. Good job, ladies.
So who's on the committee? Because you're about to tell him there are some men that are supporting the Black Alumni Society.
I see Don Odom's name on there.
There's one, LaShante Keys, helped organize all of us.
Shout out to LaShante.
We got to give him some
Fine,
props there.
upstanding Kappa man.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah,
Just
good.
one?
Yeah, it's just one.
For now. We're building.
Yeah.
He's a Kappa, though, so how many more do you
But
need?
see, this is a double standard, right? Because if you had an organization that was primarily men and there was just one woman, it would be like, we're going to march because there's no women.
Yeah.
And now
That
I
is
got all
not
women
true.
and one man.
That is not true.
Kiva, you got to do better than this.
Yeah, but when they finish marching, that one woman say, guys, I'm fine, I'm having a good time.
We wholeheartedly disagree, okay?
I know you disagree, but what you going to do about it? You got one man on the committee. I'm looking at this piece of paper here.
We're trying to get more people to join us. So at this point, that's why we're here. We need more people. So I mean, I'm looking at 3 y'all. So hey, y'all got some USF ties, right?
Bulls, class
Yeah,
89.
Go
that's
Bulls.
a-
Okay.
Bulls class of 21.
Okay.
Isaiah's been to every school.
I have.
Really?
Yeah, UCF, USF, FSU.
No loyalty.
St. Pete
Oh
College.
my God. Where's the loyalty?
No
There is
loyalty,
none.
right?
Right.
I work with this man every week and have not been invited to his wedding.
Oh.
No loyalty.
But he's going to have a wonderful wedding, and he's going to be very, very happy with the rest of his life as he survives.
Maybe he's keeping it small, intimate, you know?
You've
2 or
been
3
here
people.
for 3 minutes.
2 or 3
and
people.
pointed out that he has no loyalty. You see it.
I
right?
mean, I'm just saying, once a bull, always a bull, right? Come
Go
on.
Knights.
Once a bull, always a bull?
I heard you. I just don't agree with that.
Go Knowles.
You stay forever? USF? You know?
I agree with that. You stay forever. Some of us barely got out of there. I don't even know about that. I'm not
Focused
throwing
on
money.
their academics, and they moved on through. And
Uh-huh.
they, it's a key component to the whole process.
I got a degree in fraternity and party.
I got that one.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Don't tell people that.
That's
No.
why you had people cooking for you.
Doing laundry.
It's all coming out.
Yeah, I mean, look, I just didn't have the same
Should have.
problems.
I bet if you had a rub board, all that would have changed.
You had a rub board for your laundry?
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Let me see your knuckles. Are they okay?
Oh, they're fine.
I had to
Okay.
Google this stuff.
Now, Champagne, I gotta ask this question.
Oh,
Do you
gosh.
even know what a rub board is?
Yeah, like that washi thingy with the
Oh,
little.
okay. All right.
You
You said 2013 graduation. I just had to be sure.
The question is, well, why do you know what a rub board is?
At the fairgrounds, they have that like old country.
Oh,
fair.
yeah.
And they show you.
Ow.
Oh, yeah, Cracker Country. Yeah, they show you all that stuff.
That's that Florida education.
For the 1800s over at Cracker Country.
Listen, that Cracker Country
999
is hard.
1015.
Y'all,
Wow.
have you been to the Cracker Country? Because I experienced it this past year at the fair, and I was traumatized.
I have
I was
not.
traumatized.
Unfortunately, anything with a title like that, I'm hesitant to participate.
I was too, but I was at the fair, so I was like, let me just walk through.
And
They
really,
had
though,
whipping.
you think about what the concept of cracker comes from the whip
sound of
used
them.
with cattle herding.
Yes.
Florida was a free range state,
Mhm.
and that's the explanation you get of what that is.
Yep.
And
they acted out too. on
Yeah,
the-
we had
on
to
site.
do it as a field trip.
What?
go to
Yeah,
Cracker Country.
Cracker Country.
Yeah.
It was
Go
a
to
mandatory
Cracker
field
Country.
trip.
Yeah.
They were trying
Good
to save it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a field trip
Yeah.
in elementary school.
Yeah, you have to go.
Yeah.
Where did you go
Ed's
to school?
face.
Partially here, but
This
partially
worked
in
out.
California. But
Okay.
Oh, they don't have no
Oh.
Cracker Country in California, do they?
Wow.
You gotta
Because
give
I
those
moved
people,
here when I-
you gotta
I moved
give
here, I
those
did.
people who run the exhibit something to do all year besides the fair for like 2 weeks, and so they make the students go out and be relevant and
Yep.
to go see what Florida's old history was about.
We had to churn butter, and then after that we ate it, and then they put on a cracker, and they're all like, "Oh, that's why it's Cracker Country because that's what they give out."
That sounds like child labor.
Wow.
That's what they told you?
Holy cow.
Yes,
Listen,
like, no.
I do understand that because 30 years ago I was at a conference in Tallahassee for a week, and I'll never forget a speaker that came in, and she said, excuse my accent, "I'm a Florida cracker." And everybody busted out laughing, and some of the black folks in the class, the 5 of us, were all
Right.
appalled.
1, 2, 3,
We're
4.
like, "You can't say that word." And she says, "Well, let me tell you, what it means is the original settlers came in here and they knew us by the crack of the whip.
Really horrible
And so they
accent.
called us Florida crackers."
That's
And
the
that's what
current
they do.
explanation you're giving.
I'm
know.
just saying it's not what we think it
Yeah,
is.
you can look below that and see the effort to kind of do some revisionist history of explaining how it was this perfect, wonderful utopia of people in harmony with nature and raising animals and building and doing all these things from scratch. That's not what it was.
Well,
But that's the messaging, and that's why they take little kids who don't know anything about this
Right.
and
Start
give them a quick
maneuver.
dose of this to give you a fixture to hopefully hold your perspective so you won't really dig into some of what that history really is about.
so you're saying they weren't just cracking cattle when they were coming into the state?
That's not, Florida was really a different, it was not the kind
I
of
think they
state.
define cattle.
Its
didn't they?
development was
Like
not
people?
through agriculture. They try to make it out to be this. That's not what Florida was.
Okay.
In fact, they go to being a free range state to try to enhance Florida's cattle stuff and whatnot, but it never really became dominant like some of your western and northern states in raising animals and things. But they tried, and still now, Florida, I think, is still a free range state, which means I can march my cattle down the street if I need to, and you can't stop me.
And you'd be surprised while we're talking about cattle, which I don't know how we got here, but Florida, one of its largest exports is cattle from this state. People think of Texas, but it's
Yeah.
actually Florida when it comes down to moving cattle.
I live in
around.
Pasco, so hey, I see cows all around me.
Exactly.
Right.
People
So-
live in Pasco?
Well, now,
Yeah.
and to encourage that, there's certain tax benefits to the
Of course.
landowner
Yes.
if you raise.
That's
you know,
why they're
cattle.
everywhere in
But
Pasco.
we digress. We digress. We have these wonderful, was it millennials or Z's, X's?
Well,
You know,
Gen X
Gen
runs the
X.
world right now.
Yeah,
If the the boomers will get out the way, but we're about to kick some boomers down the steps. That's what I had to tell somebody this week. I said, look, it's our time. Y'all need to move on. But that's just a joke.
Hey, millennials are rising, though.
Finally.
Millennials need to stay where y'all at.
Millennials-
Millennials came out the womb talking about we're
well, this
here.
millennial
Well,
knows how to turn
but
off
listen, no,
lights.
and on that note, this event is called Beacon of Change.
Yes.
How did you all come up with that name, Beacon of Change?
So we want to highlight change makers in the community. So, being a beacon, that's big right now because there's so much darkness happening in the world and we need that shining light. And we want to come back to our community, uplift people, give them their flowers while they're here, and just celebrate, Black excellence. So, yeah.
But this is this is an annual thing, correct? That the USF Alumni Association does. This is a new title on it, new spin. But the Alumni Association has always gotten together and done awards and things of that nature, right?
Exactly. So we're switching it up a bit for Juneteenth. We've done things in the past where people come in family-oriented, festival type of workshops. We want to do something more, semi-formal. People come dressed up. We highlight change makers and we give, we just celebrate. It's a night of celebration.
So this is unique in that you're doing 4 different awards at once. Deanne King is going to be the moderator from WFLA News, right?
Yes, we love her.
Tell me about the awards that you're doing.
So we actually have 4 awards that we're highlighting. We have our
Your business impact.
We have our Business Impact Award. That's going to actually recognize different entrepreneurs and professionals that are helping to drive economic growth and opportunity within Hillsborough County. We also have our Community Champion Award that helps to honor our grassroots leaders that are making a difference within the greater Tampa Bay area. We also have our Public Service Award. So we're going to be celebrating those in the fields of education, in the fields of government, that's helping to through advocacy, better shape the future. And then lastly, we have our Legacy Builder Award, where we acknowledge individuals who are helping to preserve the history while simultaneously paving the path towards the future.
Now, are these people public yet, or this is going to be a surprise?
They are public, so if you would like to come out and celebrate with us for the Business Impact Award, we're actually honoring Eric Du Bois and Donald Odom.
Wait. What you said? Eric DuBose?
Mm-hmm.
Ernest.
That ain't Ernest.
Ernest. I'm so sorry.
Hey, you need to get that right, because that's
it's-
another
it-
Kappa
it's
man winning an
6:20
award in
It
this
is
town. That's a big deal.
6:23 in the morning. It's 6:23.
We apologize.
The contacts are still settling in.
I'll do larger print next time.
Yes,
Larger
yes,
print. My bad.
Yes.
Larger
We're
print.
backing you up.
Generation X, we do
weren't
need
gonna let
that large
slide.
print.
We need a large print now. Yeah, we over 40 now. We over
Right.
40.
Give me a
We're 40
little-
All right,
now.
we're going to give you
So
one
can
more
we hit
chance.
rewind?
We're going to rewind this.
Okay,
all right.
all
So
right.
your Business Impact Award
Our
is going to be won
Business
by...
Impact Award is going to be won by Ernest Du Bois and Donald Odom Jr. from Ducon Construction.
Oh, Ernie DuBose. All right, Ernie,
Yeah,
congratulations.
yeah, good
Yes.
job.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have our Community Champion Award. That's going to be won by Robin Lockett, who's the Regional Director for Florida Rising Tampa Bay.
Got it. Yeah, Tyler's work in the community.
Now you got a couple others. Public Service, the Public Service Award, that is unique, and it's going to who?
Yeah, it's going to go to Chief Deputy Anthony Collins from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office.
Okay, my church member. Outstanding.
Oh,
I
nice.
saw him this week, and we're going to get him in here to talk about his rise, because he is the highest-ranking African-American in the history of Hillsborough County Sheriff's
Yeah.
Office. It's amazing.
180 years. This is
Yeah.
the first time they've elected somebody.
180 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And-
And still relatively young, so there's a lot more years of service he's got.
And the Legacy Builder Award.
That's going to go to Matthew Hale from We Gonna Learn Today. He's really active in the community as well.
All right. So if I wanted to attend this event, it's on June 9th. That's a Monday.
No, so tickets are available until June 9th.
Oh,
the event
okay.
is going to be next Saturday
Next
from 6
Saturday.
to 10, June 14th.
I was going to say, y'all having a gala? I was going to try to help y'all out, but it was like, I ain't going to be there. Mondays are hard. All right.
No, we have tickets open.
So next Saturday, what if somebody wants to get a ticket? Can I get one at the door? I better get it by the 9th.
So we're not selling any door tickets. So you'll need to get it before.
You know black folks wait.
They used to.
This is
That's
not
what
the
we're
one to
doing.
wait for. This
Right.
is not
That's
the
why we're here
one.
today. Don't wait.
They're getting kicked down the stairs or something. You said if somebody's getting shoved out the way.
Those the boomers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just show up at the door and see what they tell me.
We
How about
will
that?
walk you
You
through
gonna
to
walk
do
me
it
through?
online if you need us to.
Oh, okay.
Before.
That's what I
We can-
wanted
we
to
can
hear.
walk you through
You're
the
not turning
process.
any money away.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So
But
where
it is
where
big
do
money.
you go? Where can someone go to get the tickets?
So if you go to, well, any of our social media pages also have a link to it. And then USF Black Alumni Association, our website, also has a link to it as well.
So this is something I've got to ask. In today's day and age, you know, especially at PWIs, you've got this push, this anti-DEI push. And I heard you say Black Alumni Society. Why is a Black Alumni Society needed? And you guys know, I was at USF and we started the Black Leadership Network, and I used to get that question all the time. Well, why do you have something separate for Black students? Why in today, 2025, is that still needed?
I think personally for me, I would say it's community. There's just a difference. We can pretend that there's not a difference in the different communities, but when you have people that are around you that look like you, that understand things that you go through on a different level, it makes a difference in how you grow. It makes a difference in how you learn to deal with other people. And it makes a difference how you walk through life. There's just a big difference between going to a PWI and versus a school that's a bit more diverse like USF, or even, you know, at HBCU. It's a big difference knowing that you have a community and seeing people that look like you, but that are also so different than you, that do different things and see different things. And you don't get that if you don't have the Black Alumni Association. You just see this one type of Black person on TV or this one type of Black person here and there. When you have the association, you have people that, you know, were at USF years and years and years ago, or, you know, 10 years ago.
Listen, that wasn't necessary. We
40
heard
years
you.
ago.
We heard you.
But you learn a lot.
30 plus years
out here
ago.
throwing shots and shade years and years and years ago, because I'm a millennial.
Decades
No.
on decades and decades.
But Tamisha, I mean, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, you and I were in school around the same time, and somebody would say, well, but you graduated now. Why do you need, as alumni members, to have your own society?
You know, we hear the term all the time that representation matters, right? And we even talked about how one of our honorees, Chief Deputy Anthony Collins, he's the first in 180 years. So when we think about law enforcement and what our youth kind of see of law enforcement, we want them to see the other side of it. When we think about politicians and we say vote, we also want you to think about running, but you have to see people in those fields in order to do so. So even us having already paved that, gone through USF and understood what our relationship was like at USF, we can't negate that, and we can't not also foster that relationship for those coming behind us. So the Black Alumni Society, a part of what we do, besides planning these different things, is to make sure that we take our experiences and we take our community that we learn, our culture that we learn, and the representation, and we also network within one another to say this is the path to go to, these are the people you should talk to, so that you could also navigate what this looks like. USF campus that I was in 1998 is completely different from the campus now. It's much larger. We're bringing in a different type of student, international students, researchers, things like that. And we have to see people that look like us in those fields and help us navigate through that. So that's a part of what we do as well.
Now, are you feeling in this new climate that we're in any level of pushback from USF in its support, the school itself? I see that the event's being held at the Alumni Center, but are you feeling the school really still saying, hey, look, I know there's a climate that's changed, but we understand that the positive impact of this, or are you seeing something different?
No, you absolutely nailed it. We actually had that discussion in one of our recent meetings about how supportive the school is still being with this program, with other programs that come through Black Alumni Society. So again, we are fortunate that we are not getting any negative pushback with putting this event on.
And I'll say this, I think there's been this whole anti-DEI push, and it's actually gone ridiculously too daggone far, because the concept of people self-segregating in the past was done out of survival necessity. And now it happens because culturally people need to be around other folks that they can identify with and feel comfortable with. And so I think automatically from the outside looking in, people make assumptions that because it says Black Alumni Society, that it's exclusive to Black students or Black alumni, and I know plenty of white alumni that are part of the USF Black Alumni Association. So it's stupid to me. It's dumb, and it's
narrow.
Anti-American. Actually,
It's very narrowly. It shows a lack of vision and perspective for what really makes America a great country. It's self-serving when you hear those things, and really, when the DEI component really, it's only utilized to benefit some people who are in power and who do not like the idea that other people are also gaining access to the levels of power in America. I think there's room for everybody at the table. There's no reason for that. And I think one of the things that is a struggle is for people to be comfortable sharing that limelight. It really is. And you all should be commended for standing in the gap. And I know we all do our work in the community. We know how hard it is. How tireless it is, how thankless, all those things. But at the end of the day, it is still really so rewarding.
So Kiva, tell me this. I'm going to pay $50 for my ticket. What am I getting for $50?
Listen.
Hold on. Let me say one thing
Okay.
you're going to get.
Okay.
You're going to get a fashion show. Because my girl Deanne, she give it to me every morning. I get the thing on. Honey, come in. She's coming on. And we go we look at the shoes. Look at the shoe. The ankles. She puts
that's why we picked her.
Yeah.
You not playing?
Look at another woman's fashion. You're a brave man.
Listen, man, this is a real operation of it. But I'm just saying, she give, and I would really love for our young ladies to see the consistent, classy fashion she gives. Anyway.
Hey,
So that's what you're gonna get.
She's an AKA. So I'm not surprised.
She's gonna give you you're gonna get a show.
Well, listen, we intentionally chose her.
Yes.
We put a lot of thought behind this. We want people to come, feel seen, feel celebrated. Also, to your point, Ed, this alumni society is needed because sometimes in other spaces we feel invisible, right? And this is a way for us to be seen. So, yeah, come out June 14th, Saturday, USF Alumni Center, $50. You get dinner by a USF alum company called Our Nora Kitchen. They are going to be bringing some nice, delicious food for us, and we're just excited. Entertainment, some spoken word. You're gonna hear some nice music, so it's going to be a nice event.
Excellent. Well, listen, I'm going to do my part. I'm going to encourage everybody within the sound of my voice to buy your ticket for the USF Black Alumni Society and Coach Inc. Foundation. It's an inaugural event that they're doing where they're going to celebrate change makers in our community. It's going to be this Saturday, June 14th at the USF Sam and Martha Gibbons Alumni Center. It's a $50 ticket. You got that. All right. So it's dinner. You're going to get a complimentary drink ticket. We're not talking about Kool-Aid. Live entertainment and some great community folks are going to be honored. Ducon Construction, Robin Lockett, Chief Deputy Anthony Collins, and Matthew Hale. Ladies, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Stick around.
Go Bulls.
You're listening to 101.5 The Vibe, Tampa Bay's only R&B. This is Frontpage Tampa Bay with Ed and Narain. We'll be right back.
Clear.
Wow, that was nice, guys.
You did great.
Thank you.
Yes.
Y'all are welcome to stick around. We have Ernest Hooper coming in. Can you grab Ernest?